Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scary Bad Reviews, and this is my intro. So, it is currently October 9th. Looking at today, the movie that I was going to review, that I took a look at and had a little bit of a mix of emotions watching, is Sharktopus, the Syfy Channel original classic. This movie definitely falls into the category with the rest of the Syfy Channel movies in that it's absolutely so bad that you can't stop watching it. There's really no outright definitive positives to this movie. It's not going to take me very long to review it because there's not very much to the actual movie itself. I mean, the acting is horrible. The dialogue written for the actors is horrible. The CGI is horrible. The plot itself is horrible. There's nothing good about this movie, and yet I think for some horror fans there is kind of a draw to it of, oh, I can just sit down and not have to think about a movie and just continually laugh at how bad a lot of the things in this movie are. It's very simple to talk about this movie, and I feel like I kind of run out of places to go in talking about it. I do like the creativity that it was in their minds to cross a shark and an octopus. And, they kind of continue on with that creativity when they make, Terracuda, which is a cross between a pterodactyl and a barracuda, and, whale wolf, which is a cross between a killer whale and a wolf. They definitely show some creativity when it comes to the monsters that Syfy Channel creates for their movies, but it seems like they don't spend enough time on them. It's a combination of not spending enough time and enough resources on making these things actually look good. Gut feeling, this movie is a solid, I want to say 3.5 out of 10. It's not, there's very little that's positive about it other than the fact that you can literally just stop looking for things in the movie and just laugh at how purely bad it is. I think a great example of that is almost all of Syfy's movies. But a great example of that would be another Syfy Channel original that was called Scream of the Banshee. And I remember watching it when I was much younger, and it's just the sheer aspect of being able to laugh at how bad the movie is what makes it enjoyable for the hour and a half to 2 hours that you have to sit through it. To make it through this movie, I really just had to stop looking for things that they did production-wise and writing-wise and acting-wise and really just laugh at everything that happened. You're not going to be able to get through the movie if you don't do that. But they definitely put enough in there for you to be able to do that. It's very difficult for me to talk about this movie at length because there's not a whole lot to it. It's very simple, it's very upfront, it's very, straightforward. There's not a whole lot to it other than the fact that the government made a cross between a shark and an octopus and they accidentally let it loose and now it's killing people. There's not really a whole lot else to the movie. Like I said, the acting's bad, the writing's bad, the CGI's bad, everything in it is horrible, and yet you just simply can't look away because it's just so enjoyable, it's so laughable, it's so off the wall that you're not sure what to do with yourself while watching it. So giving this one a solid 3.5, and there's not really much else to talk about with it. I had a good laugh watching it. I think a lot of people who watch it will have a good laugh if they have the ability to kind of shut down nitpicking things. But that's all it's good for. It's just a quick laugh, super goofy, and there's not really much to it. So yeah, 3.5 out of 10. With that review out of the way, currently tomorrow I am going to be reviewing the absolute cinematic classic, one of the most important movies of all time, let alone important horror movies of all time, Jaws. So you'll notice a nice little trend over the next couple days, and I really hope that you guys like hearing about sharks because there are going to be a couple sharks in the next coming days. So tomorrow I'm going to go on the good side of shark movies and definitely talk about the most important shark movie, not one of the most important movies of all time, in Jaws. So stay tuned, and thanks for listening.